Good evening. Thank you for sticking with us this far. And Bulent, you are officially the closing speaker of the sixth.
Is it good or is it bad, like closing part? I don't
A
really
little
know.
bit of pressure is always helpful, no?
A bit bored, maybe, people are.
But
Let's
no,
see.
I'm delighted to introduce Bulent Tekmen, the founder of Colendi and a serial founder of so many companies that it would actually probably take too long to name them all in the time that we've got. So I'm just going to jump straight in. Would you tell us a little bit about the aftermath of the digital transformation that has caused the rise of neobanks in the past 5 years and what 2024 has looked like so far for Colendi?
Definitely love to define a bit of the key terms of the next decade, I guess. We are all familiar with the neobanks, started with e-money, thin wallets, and then bigger rounds came. Bigger companies like New, Monzo created their full stack of digital banking technology from scratch, which gives them an edge of delivering the services that people really like, love, and as well trust. On this beachhead, I guess there are lots of transformation opportunities for fintechs with a balance sheet and as well neobanks or digital banks. I guess the war field at the moment becomes the most sophisticated part will always be the trust. The banking industry created that trust and as well crushed that trust. People were very scared about the sophisticated products. Maybe crypto and gaming and betting were enabled some of the digital natives into the game a bit interestingly. I believe that everyone had a interesting experience on Robinhood and AMC and GameStop case that we already lived. We have the FTX, Silicon Valley Bank, very interesting cases. But all aside, as of today, Neobank became the first 100 million user base digital bank coming out of Brazil with an incredible success story. And I guess Monzo coming out from UK, another digital bank that we really love. And these are incredible products that has been delivered by great engineers, great product guys, who happen to create the industry in a different manner. On our part, we are based in Istanbul. We happen to headquartered in UK. We have a company here called Settle, and Colendi is a Turkish digital bank as of today. We have a couple of pay, send, spend, invest, insure, credit features. All requires definitely regulatory licenses and proprietary tech stack that has to be delivered by incredible sophisticated embedded systems that we created from scratch again. So from our perspective, the next generation will definitely define the need of the end user, and to get that trust, I believe that the bank that we are creating as of today, or everyone is trying to solve the puzzle, are defining the trust, programmable money, and as well definitely on the verge of the technology. And when we look at the technology, if it is in a good way defined, seamless, integrated, embedded, whatever we call, it's like magic, and people like that magic. That's why I guess we all are now in the middle of the new generation of transformation of this banking models, banking strategies, and as well banking systems age.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are a lot of fintech founders or investors in the audience, and it does seem like the dust is settling and the scrappier startups have kind of been weeded out. So at this stage, looking forward, what is it that distinguishes a Colendi from a Monzo or a Neobank? How, going forward, how can you really establish yourself as an institution?
I believe that money, or all about our financial products, define a new challenge at the moment, because every company is a fintech today. Starbucks is a fintech, and a great fintech. Uber is a fintech. You pay like seamlessly. The driver gets the money seamlessly. The driver can lend against its earned wage access. So these are already fintech features that has been embedded to great companies. And maybe Starbucks might be one of the biggest banks, because as Jamie Dimon mentioned, if you store money, if you move money, you're a bank. At the end of the day, these guys are mimicking banking systems mostly. And for a fintech or like a neobank, I believe that there will be lots of consolidations that we will see in the very near term, because the acquisition of a customer and as well retaining of that customer, definitely the hardest thing to deliver. And to become the primary bank account or become the primary financial product for these users to become will always be the challenge. And this is where Colendi model. We want to embed our services with our banking as a service platforms, products, and as well our partnerships. So we can partner with a retailer. We can partner with a telco operator to acquire and as well retain these users and build that trust on the long run. That's, I guess, gonna be a very interesting journey for like Colendi and as well all other fintechs in the world's interesting areas. Like I believe China is a different animal with like Alipay, Tencent, WeChat kind of products. But also we have a lot of newcomers in the game to deliver these services embedded to their products. The e-commerce guys or Walmart coming from Walmart One. So I guess the game is changing a bit, but it's always gonna be the product that gives every end user or customer the way of like doing that thing like a magic will win.
What do you think is stopping those companies from, why are they holding back from partnering with fintechs? Why are they building their own services in-house?
I guess it started with like partnering with fintechs, but at the end of the day, the value creation becomes the key. So the user that has been delivered, like if you partner with a fintech, you share the user and as well their lifetime value. These companies try to own their customers, retain their customers, and as well deliver the most of the wallet share that they can get. I guess that's the case, and as well, this is why we wanna believe, and as well we wanna deliver joint venture models to create the value, share the value, and expand the services. It's definitely the hardest line of technology. The fintech is a risk business. You have to have your data, you have to have your algorithms, you have to have your full stack technology, like bulletproof from day one to like millions of transactions. So that's the case that these guys are trying to own the proprietary tech and as well own the user base. So I guess that's the case that we all see and as well suffer in this model.
Just quickly, if possible, because I do want to get onto regulation. Have you found open source software and open source collaboration to be useful in this?
Open source by means of tech stack, there's no way, because the cybersecurity and as well the transaction signing stuff that delivered through the fintech operations or banking operations is impossible. But on the other side, I guess today's like incredible hype of OpenAI, new generation models, Facebook's open sourcing the Llama models, Gemini's like coming out of the like box today. I believe there is a huge opportunity window for companies to create new products for the end user for financial inclusion, and rather than operating as a bank, operate as a banker in their life. These will give a lot of edge cases and as well opportunities for the new generation fintechs. But again, it's always gonna be the most sophisticated by regulation. It's hard. There are barriers to come. Colendi raised $38 million in Series A and around $65 million in Series B, which ends up $100 million plus fundraising. Today, the dynamics are not that easy to raise money, to acquire user or any other stuff. So there will be also barriers to entry as well by means of tech stack regulation and as well licenses. And this is not going to be a global play, this is going to be a regional play from now on. Rather than becoming a thin layer of delivering these services in crypto or like other like banking services, buy now, pay later, you have to own a full stack like Monzo or Neobank to deliver these services with a trust to the end user. That's Colandi's vision as well.
On the subject of trust, how are you working with regulators, or what would you like to see from regulators so that the product that you're building can be, that you can build that trust relationship with users?
So when we are talking about regulation, EU, UK, Turkey, or GCC, all are totally different models. By means of like EU and Turkey, very aligned. So our regulation is behind, like definitely beyond expectations, and some of the like regulations are coming from behind. And our chance is like for the last 30 years, there hasn't been a new bank delivered in Turkey. So our like regulator opened our opportunities in this area, and banking as a service, digital banking and open banking are in one package with a full stack regulation and regulatory framework. This gives an edge for the region as well, but this is same in UK, this is same in EU as well. The model that you have to put up with end users' money to lend money or get deposits of end users is the most sophisticated model that we already saw a lot of historical like successes and as well fails, including Silicon Valley Bank that we saw like a couple of quarters away. So it's always good to have that like yin and yang at the end of the day, and there's a balance in between. There has to be the hardest regulation because it's definitely supporting and as well protecting the end user, and you have to be agile and like end user or like the customers really need that for a solution. It's not for the sophistication, or it's not for the definitely making people's work hard. SME or end user, like daily usage, needs to be seamless, definitely like embedded to their life. And today, I guess, Apple Pay or like Google Pay has already established that kind of like integration in our lives. But at the end of the day, you put your Monzo card or you put your like other products that has been already delivered for you into these actual life cycles. And this is why I guess Turkey is a very interesting market by means of opportunity and as well to create something from like Turkey out of the region and maybe coming the leader in this area, because I believe that Neobank is now operating in a couple of countries with 100 million users, but Monzo is still focusing on UK and delivering great products. So this is my vision. The thin layer will never be like out of our sight, but the real fintech game or like banking game will depend on regulation much more than we anticipate. With the AI coming, with the big data, GDPR stuff coming, I guess there has to be like other dimensions added to the fintech and risk reward opportunity in our table.
Do you find that with things changing so quickly, that comes with its own communications challenges to users as you have to adapt the product?
That's always the key. That will always be the key. The hurdle that we will all see in the near term is how we are going to use it. Like Klarna used to like replace the call center agents with OpenAI establishment, which is a great use case. But I think we are still in very early days of this usage. We are talking about 10x engineers or 10x business developers at the moment, but we are not talking. I think when I was mentioning about the banks, Arda cut my line because he has good relations with the banks, so I'm pretty sure that that's the case. But at the end of the day, we are just like scratching the surface today. We'll see a lot of incredible dimensions of this, a lot of use cases that we will love and hopefully use. And hopefully you will use Colandi products without seeing Colandi anywhere.
And lastly, just to close out the day, I have to ask, seeing as you've been so successful and you've seen the rise of fintech and neobanks, do you have any advice, specifically for fintech founders at this pivotal moment?
It's hard one, actually. I'm a dinosaur in this area. For the last 25 years, I'm establishing fintech companies. There wasn't already been called fintech when I first founded the acquiring business or the first electronic money company in Turkey like a decade ago. I guess some of you might have watched the film Snatch. There was a guy who comes to London and then was very pissed off about this diamond stuff and closes the film with "Don't go to London" kind of anecdote that I like. Fintech is not a very sexy area at the moment. The risk appetite has already been done, and without a lending muscle, you can't deliver these services. And it's gonna be harder day by day. If you are really looking for the unit economics and deliver these services, you have to create an innovation. I think that's gonna be a very important milestone for most of the entrepreneurs who are working in this area, like myself. This is the 7th year of Colendi, and we are just trying to deliver these services. It takes really long time. It takes a lot of energy, and I'm pretty sure that it's still early days of AI, that we will see a lot of expansion into the fintech area or banking area as well. So hopefully we'll see a lot of synergies and as well partnerships that we will create with new entrepreneurs in the ecosystem.
I hope so too. Bulent, Tekmen, thank you so much.
Thank you
for joining us for the first day of the summit.